I'm Dr. Hulsebus, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. In today's episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about chiropractic and fertility. Ask the Chiropractor is a little segment that we do here where people have a question about chiropractic care and they go ahead and ask a chiropractor. I've always challenged people, when you have a question about chiropractic, to always ask a chiropractor, nobody else. Because nobody else has the knowledge or the understanding or the training that a chiropractor does to answer questions about chiropractic. Hence, if you had a question about your teeth, you should ask a dentist, not your family doctor. If you had a question about your feet, you should ask your podiatrist, not your family doctor. All too often you see a segment or information about chiropractic care and they'll tell you to check with your family doctor before you go in. And I'm telling you right now that family doctors, they're great at what they do, but they make really bad chiropractors. They don't have much of a chiropractic education because they have a good family doctor education. So if you have a question about chiropractic, submit it here. I'll come out and answer it. Well, I was recently asked about chiropractic care for fertility. Someone said that they heard that chiropractors can help women who struggle with fertility issues. They want to know if this is true. Well, last week I did a review where I showed you how to research stuff about this topic, where to go to where I do my research, icpa4kids.com, but more importantly, jccponline.com, where all the journals and the scientific and the data is all there. But usually when I answer this question differently than I answer most questions. And the reason I do this is because this is how my family discovered chiropractic. You see, when my grandpa got home from the war, back in the late 40s, him and grandma wanted to start a family like everybody else did at that time. But grandma was having a hard time conceiving, and she was also having some other female health care problems. And this is something that ran in grandma's family lines for many generations. So grandpa wanted to be a good dad to be and a good husband. He decided to get in the car and drive from western Iowa to Chicago to get help. Along the way, they stopped in Davenport, Iowa, and that's where they met Dr. Palmer. And Dr. Palmer was able to help grandma with fertility issues. As a matter of fact, Dr. Palmer took her x-rays and he predicted that she not only had fertility problems, but also dealt with some really, really bad headaches. Dr. Palmer got my grandmother under care, and before you know it, she was pregnant with my Uncle Roger, and there you go. Chiropractic helps with fertility. So usually, like I said, I usually quote scientific journals or articles, but in this case, I talk about us. I talk about my family lineage and how we discovered chiropractic, or my grandma and grandpa discovered chiropractic. So today, this is always an area of focus for us. Like when I was going through chiropractic school, whenever the topic of fertility would come up, I'd always perk up a little bit. And not that I didn't pay attention normally, but I definitely paid attention during those stuff. As chiropractors, just like every other type of physician, we are required to do postgraduate studies, postgraduate education. And a bulk of my postgraduate studies and education have come from this topic, where I've gone to take seminars on some of the experts in this area, how chiropractic affects fertility and tips for fertility and ideas by chiropractors for fertility issues. So we attend a lot of those and go to a lot of those kind of classes. It's always fun for me when I have a new mom somebody comes in and says, hey, I want to be a mom, I want to try to get pregnant. I understand that chiropractic can help us with that. Those are really fun cases for us. So yeah, we definitely have done adjustments. We've definitely helped lots and lots and lots of women get pregnant. I mean, we started this practice in 1949. I wish we would have kept count how many children came to be after mom started getting chiropractic care. I know even my own practice here for 20 years, I can just think of hundreds of kids that I got to meet because mom and dad were told they couldn't have any more kids, and we were able to adjust them, and next thing you know, that mom's pregnant. Now, as a side note to all you dads out there, we know how to help mom with fertility issues, and we know how to help mom get pregnant. There is no off switch, so like when you're not having kids, don't come and ask us now to put it back where we found it so that it stops happening. That's not quite how it works. Surprisingly, I get asked that once or twice a year to go ahead and put it back the way we found it, so she'll stop getting pregnant. That's not how it works. But yeah, if you have a question about fertility or trying to get pregnant and you've tried different things, and maybe before you go down some of the more expensive routes with some of the new science they have, maybe you want to try chiropractic. Usually what we'll do is you have you come in, we'll take a look at your third lumbar and your sacrum. Those are some of the most important areas when it comes to fertility. We have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nerves. See, everyone knows the sympathetic nerves. Those are your fight or flight. That's the stress nerves, or your react nerves. And for reproduction for females, that comes from the L3. So when the L3 is upset, there's a chemical catecholamines that get dumped off on those nerve endings, and they go to the womb, they go to the ovaries, they go to the uterus, and they tell the uterus and the ovaries that there's danger. And if there's danger, you can't reproduce it. It's part of this fight and flight is that reproduction gets altered. Because if you're in true fight and flight, if you're truly in danger, if you're being chased by a bear, nobody stops and thinks about having children during that time. We think about trying to get away so we can have children later. So that's what we do for that, is we adjust that L3 area. The second most common spot is the sacrum. That's your tailbone when you sit on the big triangle shaped bone on the bottom. Those are the nerves that tell your body that danger's gone. Like, okay, we have a nervous system that tells us we have danger, the sympathetics, the fight or flight. Then we have the parasympathetics, which are just the opposite. They're the ones that tell our body, okay, danger's gone, it's time to relax, it's time to grow, it's time to repair, it's time to heal. When we adjust the sacrum, then we stimulate the parasympathetics that would allow someone to go into a state of ease or healing or growth in order to become pregnant. So those are our two primary areas. Are there more areas? Absolutely. Are there more tricks and tips? Absolutely. We definitely do all the areas. We look for everything. But if you ask me, what are the two main areas? Those are the two main areas that we look at and try to look at it to see what we can do to improve those areas. So if a woman's having a hard time, we look at the L3 and we look at the sacrum, or a combination of both. Done it for many, many years. I had great success here with it. Not always perfect, not always the issue, but it's been an issue enough that make a chiropractic trip to the chiropractor a worthwhile stop before you start trying. The best time to come in is probably right during your cycle, because we know you're not pregnant at that moment, and we don't want to x-ray you if you're pregnant. But if we have an x-ray of you, it makes the diagnosing, it makes the course of attack, the plan of action so much easier with the x-ray. But if you're trying to get pregnant, we don't want to x-ray you. But if you know for that day for sure you're not pregnant, great day to get your films taken. Even if you don't want to start care that day, great day to get your films taken, so we can kind of come up with a game plan how to help you. How many times do you have to come? How often do you have to come? Without that information, we don't know how to answer that. We have to look to see how you hold your adjustment and what's going on. We take it as a case-by-case basis. We don't have a design. We don't have the she wants to get pregnant package where you come in, you do this many adjustments this many times, and it happens. Everyone's unique, everyone's different. We also don't try for 9 months or for a year to tell you, because we can't help you. We find out usually right away. We get quick results usually within the first couple of months. We'll find out for you. Yeah, so if you have a question about this, you have a question about fertility, jccponline.com is where I do my research. You need to understand it, chiropractic.org, or you can leave a question below in the comment section. You can reach us at Rockford, DC, ROCKFORD, DC.com. That's our website. You can hit us up there for some questions. Or if you have a question next time that you'd like me to answer about chiropractic care and how it might affect you, go ahead and leave a message below and we'll get back to you. Maybe next week you'll be the Ask the Chiropractor the question of the week. Other than that, I hope everyone's staying healthy, staying strong, and like always, stay healthy, stay strong, and if you need anything, give us a holler. Bye-bye.